What happens when action movies stop trying to balance story, realism, and restraint and instead commit fully to the action? Across different eras and styles, some films were designed around excess, pushing stunts, violence, and spectacle further with every scene. So which movies did the best? Let's find out. This is the countdown of the 20 craziest action movies ever made. Let's kick off our list with a movie that should need no introduction, but here's the rundown just in case. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays a secret agent who leads a double life as a mild-mannered computer salesman. Now, not one to let global terrorism go unchecked, he sets out to stop a group of nuclear-armed extremists, all while juggling the complexities of marriage that has lost its spark along the way. The film delivers over-the-top, high-octane action with witty humour to keep your adrenaline pumping. Once the movie gets going, it never stops until the credits roll. Now, there's nothing better than a movie starring two Van Dammes. In Double Impact, he takes on the roles of Chad and Alex, twin brothers separated at birth who reunite to dismantle a triad drug cartel. And if that setup was not already over the top, the movie also features an epic clash between Van Damme and Hong Kong legend Bolo Yeung. Believe me, their fight scene is gloriously over the top in all the best ways. At number 18, we have Clive Owen taking the lead as a carrot-chomping protagonist in Shoot 'em Up. He's tasked with shielding a baby from a relentless wave of villains. This film's inventive action sequences and non-stop energy make it an exhilaratingly entertaining experience from beginning to end. Next, we have the Wachowskis' mind-bending Matrix franchise. Keanu Reeves' Neo blasts his way through a legion of security forces, agents, and various foes in over-the-top action sequences. The scenes are so intensely choreographed that they set a new standard for action sequences. The filmmakers' ingenious use of bullet time effects amplifies the spectacle, but even then, the sheer impact of the battles is unforgettable. Next is Quentin Tarantino's revenge-filled Kill Bill, which is a showcase of extravagant action. Uma Thurman's bride carves her way through a seemingly endless wave of gang members in one of the film's most iconic sword fights. The scene was so intense that the MPAA required changes, prompting Tarantino to creatively switch to black and white to soften the impact. Despite this, the sheer magnitude of the battle remains etched in cinematic history.
How do you like your ribs?
Next on our list is the 1988 action-packed thriller Action Jackson. The late Carl Weathers brings charisma and intensity to the role of Jericho Jackson, a Detroit police sergeant known for his unorthodox methods and fearless attitude. One standout scene features Jackson commandeering a sports car and crashing it through a mansion in a daring attempt to stop the villain. The sequence is so adrenaline-fueled that it pushes the boundaries of on-screen action for its time.
He has a gun! Shoot him!
At number 14 is Bad Boys 2, the sequel to the 1995 original that has all the earmarks of what has since been dubbed Bayhem. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence return as the pair of loose cannon Miami cops determined to bring down the drug trade, no matter how many shootouts or car chases it takes. With style to spare and a whole truckload of over-the-top action scenes, this one remains a favourite amongst action fans. How do you make a Van Damme movie even more thrilling? You turn him into the ultimate prey. In Hard Target, the Muscles from Brussels plays Chance Boudreaux, a tough-as-nails drifter who steps in to help a woman search for her missing father, only to find himself hunted by a sinister organization that arranges human safaris for the ultra-rich. As if the premise was not wild enough, the movie marks the Hollywood debut of legendary action director John Woo. The explosive action sequences, slow-motion gunfights, and Van Damme's signature spin kicks are over the top in all the right ways.
Who wants what?
Now, this is a film that needs no introduction. Jason Statham stars as an assassin who is injected with a rare poison that will kill him if his heart rate slows down. Refusing to go down without a fight, he embarks on a high-energy quest to find an antidote, keeping his adrenaline pumping through non-stop action. Once crank kicks off, it doesn't let up until the very end. Imagine being thrown into a relentless gauntlet of bone-crunching combat inside a crime-infested high-rise, and you'll have a taste of what the raid delivers. Iko Uwais stars as Rama, a rookie cop who must battle his way through floors of vicious thugs to survive. If you think you've experienced intense action scenes before, think again. The raid's ferocious fight choreography and unyielding pace make it an over-the-top ride from start to finish.
Are you crazy? Could have killed me! You're welcome!
The Expendables movies brought together some of the biggest legends of classic action cinema. Just seeing Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Willis, Statham, Van Damme, Chuck Norris, and a host of other stars on screen was worth the ticket price. Centered on a team of elite mercenaries, these films are a hard-hitting blast that action fans cannot get enough of. Packed with over-the-top violence, massive explosions, and wave after wave of hapless enemies turned into crimson smears. It's over-the-top action from start to finish. Honestly, with a cast like that, what would you expect? Next is the Transporter franchise, where Jason Statham's Frank Martin maneuvers through a labyrinth of danger, delivering mysterious packages while executing jaw-dropping combat moves and over-the-top car stunts. The stunts were so explosive that they redefined the limits of action filmmaking.
Listen to your heart!
Next is Hardcore Henry. Now, this movie is a masterclass in immersive, relentless action. It thrusts the viewers into the chaotic world of its hero who battles his way through countless adversaries in a groundbreaking first-person perspective. The non-stop combat sequences are so intense that they push the boundaries of on-screen violence. Next is the Fast and the Furious franchise, which has evolved far beyond its street racing roots and now aligns more with over-the-top action films. The seventh installment is a great example. Packed with skydiving cars, a city-leveling finale, and an unforgettable skyscraper jump, the film delivers sheer excitement and over-the-top thrills. Next is the Die Hard franchise, where Bruce Willis stars as John McClane, a tough-as-nails New York cop who always seems to find himself in the middle of explosive situations. From stopping terrorists in a Los Angeles skyscraper to stopping a rogue military unit at an airport and even taking on cyber terrorists threatening the entire nation. Once the action starts, it doesn't stop. Now, across the entire franchise, each film ups the ante in terms of stunts and stakes. If you thought the original was intense, the Die Hard series takes over-the-top action to an entirely new level. Next is Keanu Reeves' John Wick, who storms through waves of assassins in some of cinema's most impeccably choreographed combat sequences. The action is so over the top that it stands out in the landscape of Hollywood today. Chad Stahelski's innovative blend of gunplay and martial arts crafts a ballet of violence. Even then, the sheer intensity of the battles is unforgettable. Now, breaking into the top 4 is George Miller's adrenaline-fueled dystopian saga, which is a masterclass in relentless action. Mel Gibson's Max thunders through desolate landscapes, battling savage warlords in some of cinema's most breathtaking vehicular combat scenes. The chaos is so unbridled that it redefines the limits of on-screen mayhem. Miller employed practical effects with meticulous detail to heighten the realism. Even then, the sheer scale of destruction is unforgettable.
He's gonna kill her! He's gonna kill her!
Next, we have Robocop, Paul Verhoeven's dystopian masterpiece, which is a visceral blend of sci-fi and unflinching violence that redefined action cinema. Peter Weller's Alex Murphy is brutally executed only to be resurrected as Robocop, a cyborg enforcer who tears through Detroit's criminal underworld with relentless force. The film's graphic depictions were so intense that the MPAA initially slapped it with an X rating, compelling Verhoeven to tone down the gore. Yet, even with those edits, the stark brutality and sharp social commentary make Robocop an unforgettable and provocative cinematic experience. Following the success of Hard Target, John Woo tackled another ambitious project, Face Off, starring Nicolas Cage and John Travolta as an FBI agent and a terrorist mastermind who literally exchange faces. The movie delivers a high-octane game of cat and mouse. It features wild action scenes highlighted by an unforgettable speedboat chase. It stands as a pinnacle of gloriously over-the-top action filmmaking. Taking the #1 spot is Schwarzenegger's Commando, which is easily the most over-the-top and widely entertaining action film in Schwarzenegger's career. When his daughter is abducted, Arnold's ex-Special Forces colonel takes on an entire group of South American criminals in a relentless one-man rampage. The result is 90 minutes of non-stop thrills, iconic one-liners, and a showcase of 80s action movie excess at its finest. It's an outrageous masterpiece and a well-deserved pick for our top spot. And there you have it. Those were the 20 most craziest action movies that took the genre to new heights. Thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.